Sagittarius. All right. I'm going to go back to the decision card that you and everybody else apparently are having. I don't know what your decision about is, but this is the one at the bottom of the deck. So every representation of the Two of Wands is a little bit different. This one actually, some of them have one hand grabbing two wands. This one actually has the two wands crossing. They're a flame at the top here. Alright. Now, you have a bunch of clovers in the background, along with what look like sunflowers. Alright, or like blue flowers and yellow flowers, and a butterfly. So the flame is not that high. There's a butterfly flying around. There's transformation happening because of this decision. This decision is fiery of nature. It involves the seed of your soul, the fire in your ass, the spark that came along to push you a little bit where you need to be. And this apparently involves two people. One person is on the ground crying. Who in your life do you know that's crying on the ground like this because of a decision? Is this you? Could this be somebody else because of a decision you made already? Because you haven't made a decision? I mean, the base of your cards from the I Ching are intimacy, feeling like you don't have an escape route, being paralyzed because of something, and falling in love. You know, and then the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So, feeling bored in a situation. You know, this one's a different version of it. Usually Four of Cups is getting to the point where you're looking at luxury. It's like you got lost in the big department store and you started living there or something, and you didn't realize that down the street there's a couple other stores that have like awesome stuff, and you could have lived in those stores. I don't know why I just thought of that. There was just that weird zombie movie on the other day when I had it on TV in the bar where they get stuck in the mall. So, which has the best, by the way, that's the one with Sarah Polley. Maybe this means something to some of you Scorpios. I haven't had TV in like 8 years, so I'm behind the times. But this is the one with Sarah Polley. And it's like the best opening zombie scene, by the way. It's a pretty good one, unless there's been one to top it in the next 8 years. There's probably like 200 more zombie movies since then. So let's go back to this before I get off track. So you have one person crying here, and then he kind of looks upset too. They both kind of look upset. They both don't look happy about the situation, but one's just stuck and stalled, and one's maybe deciding to take the decision to go over. It looks like he's deciding to step over where this was a cross before. So there's some point in a position that involves a decision with somebody else, that there was a big X that came into your life, Sagittarius. And maybe you're scared of that little tiny flame that was up there and that was too much for you. And perhaps you've realized that this decision is, you got a lot of luck around you. You have all these little clovers. So you're in a lucky position if you make this decision forward to maybe work with somebody else. Maybe you just need to reach out your hand. Maybe they just maybe their shoe came untied and you went over the fence too fast. And they're a little sensitive and they tripped and they're crying about their shoe, and you went along your way, and then they thought that you left them, and then they got upset because they forgot their lunch, and you don't know, whatever whatever happened back there, but you've decided to make that decision to go back and stick your head over the X and look down and say, why are you sitting down there crying? Oh, I didn't leave you. I was talking to you the whole time. I totally thought you were talking back to me. Maybe I was talking so much I didn't realize that you weren't answering me. So I came back for you. So you're making a decision to work with somebody together here. Maybe you saw things two different ways before, and you're coming together to make sure that you're both understanding that you're going to go this way together, and maybe make a little pact that if someone gets too far ahead before that happens, you say, banana peel. I stepped in the banana peel. Time to stop. I need to pee. Whatever. Okay, so talking about that so that you're not on different levels. Maybe bring the person up to your level. Maybe in the past, you felt like a failure because you didn't do this. Maybe you didn't communicate about the path you were going down. I didn't even see this on the card. I don't know. There's either like a metal thing around the wood, or it also looks like it's a little ace of hearts. It's like a playing card and a shackle. That's weird. Well, under that, I didn't mean to lift the deck, but you got the Nine of Cups, the trumpet of yes, and joy and happiness and abundance, and your angel having your like wreath of victory coming forward. So maybe you need to make that decision, Sagittarius, already. Maybe you need to decide to work with the person that you thought was on a different level than you, because that's your way to happiness. This is yay. This is, I have everything I want in abundance and then some, and still room to have more kind of card. The trumpet sounding its angel. Do-do-do-do-do-do. That's the way to go. So maybe you need to bring someone up to your level. Or maybe they need to bring you up to theirs or down to theirs. Wipe the tears away, give them a hug, and say, let's go already. Snap out of it. Maybe you need to snap out of it. Alright, so let's look at the three from the other deck. It's so you can see these. You have the Four of Cups here. So there's this. Alright, so let's show you all. Four of Cups, Seven of Cups, and then the Falling Tower. So just know, regardless of you making this decision, Sagittarius, if you do not, this is coming regardless. This is the universe. This is shit being ripped out of your life, no matter if you want it or not. Maybe you have been like having people not at your level or not seeing things on other people's level lately too much. Maybe your tower is allowing a little intimacy into your damn life already. That's your tower. That's not a bad tower. That's a good tower. That's breaking down the foundation of your false walls that don't mean anything. They're just the walls you put up as protection over what you're afraid of. So maybe you're afraid of being vulnerable. I mean, the tower is going to come and just rip away it's going to rip away the people in your life you don't need. It's going to rip away the situations that didn't have a solid foundation. It's going to rip away the fears that you had that were illusions to begin with. It's going to do something. There's going to be something somewhere in your life, wherever this is. I'm going to assume this has to do with love and intimacy. Maybe, you know, you haven't had it for a while, or maybe it's gotten weird for you, or maybe you allowed yourself to have intimacy, but not to the point where you were falling in love, and that's the part that freaked you out. But this card is you just allowing yourself to have that moment. That's the most beautiful moment you can have. That moment of falling in love. I mean, even beyond the intimacy. Intimacy is fuzz somewhere. It is emptiness and silence. It's the silence. It's what you don't say. It's what's there beyond a doubt that you can feel and know and don't understand at all. You know, this is like a big mountain in the scenery. You got the blue butterfly and the beautiful flowers and a big full moon and this big pine tree that just grows up. You know, you can almost like see how it moves in the wind when the wind comes when you look at this card. It's nighttime, it's dark. Why is there a butterfly flying around in the middle of the nighttime with the moon? Maybe that's also a sun. It could be whatever you want. Maybe it's the sun and the moon together, creating an illusion of day and night morphed together in this card. It's funny, it's like this. I see the blue, and then you have the pink and the red. They're like complementary and opposite. And then this, you have the blue and the dark skies, and then that little red rose. So it's like your obstacle is allowing yourself to fall in love with this little rose alone in the crack. To see the beauty and the intimacy of something very rare. Maybe this is rare for you. Something you didn't think you would allow yourself to do in all of the adventures you're taking and want to go on. Maybe you're scared because you still want to go on your adventures. And now allowing someone else's adventures into your life just messes your shit up. It makes a big tower come down. Now you have to plan things differently and take off days of work and get an extra ticket on vacation and bring somebody else home for Thanksgiving and all these things you have to think about. But maybe that's what you don't have to think about. Maybe you have to just go here. Feel blessed that you have the moment to feel this passion of just falling in love and loving that moment. Letting the bliss of that moment go into the universe and see where it takes you. You know, like the dandelion, letting it just blow in the wind. Watching it. Taking that dandelion and letting it blow against your skin and feeling that delicateness of it, the beauty. Alright, so I might have to do a part 3 for you, Sagittarius. Let's see what we do. I mean, the 4 cups in this one, you have these 4 cups, and they're like vases. Inside one vase you have this angel, kind of like Cupid pulling his bow and arrow, right? And he's blindfolded and he's winged and he's kind of pulling the bow and arrow at the other vase on the other side that in it has a girl who's standing on a stool. I wish I had the stool. I have a stool almost that looks like that stool. Standing on a little stool here. Alright, so that's the little angel. Can you see it? Alright, now you have this one. Yeah. The little girl, you see her little legs and her little skirt. She's standing on a stool because on the ground there's a little mouse. She's scared of the little mouse. And then there's a spider up here in the spider web. So maybe she's standing on the stool because she's scared of the mouse and the spider. Very scary little things around there. Alright, and then you have a cup. This one is weird. I don't know what's in that one. It's like a drinking baby mermaid. It's like a mermaid that looks like a baby that also looks like she's drinking. That's one that's weird. And this one is like, there's like a green dragon here. And he's like hanging with his whip or antler thing. And he's riding the green dragon. That would be pretty fun. But he's totally naked with his green wings. And he's giving the thing the thumbs up. He's like, woo! Maybe they're in an amusement park. They've gone to an amusement park and there's a green dragon and there's a purple dragon. So there's a dragon of green heart and growth and healing and the dragon of spirituality there. But the dragon of spirituality also has a mermaid riding it. She's green hair and this mermaid is crying. Next to the mermaid is a... Oh my. Let's come for part 2. I'll see you soon, Sag. Or 3. Get 3 parts.